Taylor Swift's latest album, The Life of a Showgirl, sparked a whirlwind of controversy even before its official release, as countless rumors and reports began to swirl around the music industry and among fans who eagerly awaited every new drop of information about the upcoming tracks. As soon as the title leaked, pop culture commentators and social media influencers started dissecting every possible angle, and soon, the central narrative seemed to focus on the authenticity of Taylor's work. Many sources began to claim that the entire album was nothing but a grand performance, an elaborate act crafted to dazzle and distract while masking its supposed lack of originality. According to numerous insiders, Taylor's new project allegedly borrowed heavily from a multitude of other artists, drawing inspiration or outright copying, as some critics charged, from a wide array of performers, both established and up-and-coming, who had made their marks on the global stage over the past several years. The allegations didn't stop at just the album's music. They extended to the visuals, the choreography, and even the structure of her worldwide tour, with some insiders going so far as to suggest that every act in her tour was lifted from someone else's iconic moments, reimagined and repackaged for a Taylor Swift audience eager to see their idol in a new light. As these rumors gained traction, entertainment news outlets scrambled to secure interviews with anyone who might have been involved in the album's creation, hoping for a quote, a soundbite, or even a cryptic social media post that could feed the growing frenzy. In the midst of this media storm, Taylor herself remained mostly silent, letting her work speak for itself, while her team issued brief statements insisting on her creative vision and the deeply personal nature of the new album's themes. Meanwhile, fans and detractors alike picked apart every teaser, every snippet, and every rumored setlist that surfaced online, searching for evidence to support their theories. Some pointed to specific tracks that seemed to echo the styles of legends like Madonna, Lady Gaga, and even Janet Jackson, while others highlighted the visual similarities between Taylor's stage costumes and the iconic outfits worn by performers such as Cher and Beyoncé during their own celebrated tours. For weeks, the debate raged on, with every new leak or rumor adding fuel to the fire. Subscribe now so you don't miss any major updates in this story as it unfolds, and keep up with the latest twists in the Taylor Swift saga. As the tour launched in spectacular fashion, with sold-out stadiums and glowing reviews pouring in from mainstream media, a new controversy erupted that shifted the conversation in a surprising direction. Fans who had attended the first few shows began to notice something odd in the set lists, particularly in the way Taylor delivered her on-stage shout-outs and acknowledgments. Traditionally, Taylor has been known for her graciousness, often taking time during her performances to recognize the artists and influences who paved the way for her own career. However, in this new tour, one particular moment stood out. During a climactic segment of the concert, Taylor delivered a powerful shout-out, but only one name was mentioned, and that name was 50 Cent. The audience reacted with a mix of surprise and confusion, as many had expected tributes to a broader range of artists, especially given the widespread rumors that the show's acts drew inspiration from so many different sources. Social media lit up with speculation almost immediately, with fans asking why 50 Cent was singled out for recognition while others were ignored, especially in light of the ongoing accusations that Taylor had borrowed so liberally from the performances and aesthetics of multiple other stars. Theories abounded, some suggesting a hidden meaning in the shout-out, others arguing that it was a deliberate move to provoke discussion or perhaps even a subtle nod to a behind-the-scenes collaboration that had yet to be revealed. Meanwhile, Taylor's silence on the issue only intensified the scrutiny, with every public appearance and interview being dissected for clues or hints about her motivations. Music critics weighed in, offering competing interpretations of the album's lyrics and the tour's thematic choices, while some industry insiders hinted at possible tensions between Taylor and other leading figures in the music world, suggesting that the 50 Cent shout-out might have been a pointed message aimed at her peers. As the debate continued to swirl, some fans took matters into their own hands, digging deep into the history of Taylor's songwriting and stagecraft in search of evidence that might either vindicate her or confirm the accusations of imitation. They combed through old interviews, concert footage, and even behind-the-scenes documentaries, compiling exhaustive lists of potential influences and borrowing, while others argued passionately that all artists build on the work of those who came before them, and that Taylor's new album was no different. The controversy soon spread beyond the world of music, with cultural commentators and even academic scholars weighing in on the debate, analyzing the broader implications of originality, homage, and influence in the modern entertainment industry. As these discussions played out across television panels, podcasts, and online forums, Taylor continued her tour, performing to packed arenas and receiving standing ovations night after night. With every performance, the scrutiny only seemed to intensify, as observers searched for new evidence to either support or refute the claims of copying. Some fans remained steadfast in their loyalty, insisting that Taylor was simply paying tribute to the legends who inspired her, while critics argued that the line between homage and imitation had been crossed. The debate even reached the desks of late-night comedians, who poked fun at the situation in their monologues, riffing on the idea of a showgirl album that was itself a show about other shows. At the same time, Taylor's team strategically released a series of behind-the-scenes videos, giving fans a glimpse into the creative process behind the album and the tour. These videos showcased Taylor working with her collaborators, brainstorming ideas, and experimenting with different musical and visual concepts, all while emphasizing her commitment to artistic growth and evolution. For a moment, it seemed as though the tide might be turning, as the videos gave her supporters new ammunition to defend her against the charges of unoriginality. However, the controversy took another turn when anonymous sources began to leak what they claimed were early drafts of songs and stage designs, suggesting that some of the most iconic moments in the show had originally been conceived by other artists. These leaks reignited the debate, with fans and critics alike poring over the documents and footage in search of proof. Subscribe for more exclusive leaks and behind-the-scenes revelations in the ongoing Taylor Swift controversy. Meanwhile, Taylor's own response remained as enigmatic as ever. In rare public statements, she spoke about the importance of reinvention and the challenges of creating something new in a world where so much has already been done. She acknowledged her influences, but insisted that her work was always filtered through her own unique perspective and vision. Her words did little to quell the storm, however, as the media continued to focus on the central questions of authenticity and originality that had come to define the album's reception. As the tour continued to break box office records, the question of why only 50 Cent's name had been mentioned in the album's shoutouts remained a subject of intense speculation. Some suggested that it was a sign of respect for a fellow artist who had faced similar accusations in the past, while others believed it was a calculated move designed to draw attention away from the more contentious aspects of the album's creation. Meanwhile, Taylor's collaborators and producers gave carefully calibrated interviews, offering vague statements about the creative process and the importance of collaboration in the music industry. They emphasized Taylor's leadership and vision, while steering clear of directly addressing the copying allegations. As the debate wore on, a new narrative emerged, suggesting that the controversy itself was part of the act, a way for Taylor to engage her audience and keep the conversation going around her latest work. Fans debated this theory with gusto, some arguing that the entire spectacle was a meta-commentary on the nature of fame and performance in the digital age. The controversy even spilled over into the world of fashion, as designers and stylists weighed in on the similarities between Taylor's costumes and those worn by other pop icons. Some defended her choices as savvy nods to her predecessors, while others accused her of lacking originality. The debate reached fever pitch when a well-known fashion critic published a scathing review, arguing that Taylor's new look was little more than a pastiche of better, bolder visions that had come before. Despite the ongoing storm, Taylor's album continued to climb the charts, with fans streaming the new tracks in record numbers and critics grudgingly admitting that, whatever its origins, The Life of a Showgirl was a commercial triumph. The controversy even seemed to fuel interest in the album, as listeners tuned in to see what all the fuss was about. As the tour rolled on to new cities and continents, the spectacle only grew larger, with ever more elaborate stage designs and surprise guest appearances keeping audiences on the edge of their seats. In the midst of all this, Taylor finally broke her silence in a high-profile interview, addressing the controversy head-on. She spoke candidly about the pressures of living up to expectations, the constant scrutiny of the public eye, and the challenge of finding one's own voice in a crowded field. She acknowledged the influence of other artists, but insisted that her work was always driven by a desire to connect with her fans and tell her own story. Her words struck a chord with many, and for a time, the controversy seemed to die down. However, the question of the 50 Cent shout-out remained unresolved, with neither Taylor nor her team offering a clear explanation. Some fans speculated that it was an inside joke, while others believed it was a coded message meant to signal solidarity with artists who had faced similar criticism. As the debate continued, Taylor's album remained at the top of the charts, with new singles and music videos dropping at regular intervals to keep the conversation alive. Subscribe so you never miss these ongoing updates as Taylor Swift's story keeps evolving.